Welcome to Up to the Minute. Todd Duplantis here on a Thursday. That's right. We've got a long weekend ahead of us. Big day tomorrow as Convocation is coming on at HCC, and we'll talk more about that later. We won't have a show tomorrow because we're doing Convocation Live. So keep that in mind for our HCC audience. Glad to have you with us this morning, though. Of course, we are live most every weekday morning at 10 a.m. on Facebook Live and YouTube. Thanks to those of you watching us. You can also catch our rebroadcast at noon, 5 and 10 p.m. on HCCTV. As always, you can watch us in social media after the show's over. Rewatch the show across our platforms. Dr. Tony Reyes-Sutherland's joining me now to tell us exactly where you can watch things. Tony, good morning.
Good morning. You can exactly see it on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and I'm sure there are other places, but all those social media places. But you have to look for Houston Community College District because there's a lot of HCCs, but only one Houston Community College District. So that's what you're looking for.
All right, good deal. We are going to check in with you in a little while because you'll be interviewing this next guest. We've got Susan Vander. She is with the George Ranch, and you guys have a special event coming up, Susan. We'll get your mic.
We do have one coming up just this weekend.
Yeah. All right, so it's called the Black Cowboy Legacy. We're going to hear more about that later, so stick around. I know you've got your tea with you, so enjoy your beverage for a few minutes. We'll be with you in about 10 minutes. All right, we are celebrating Black History Month. We're going to be talking with the George Ranch later on about some special event they have coming up. But we are also highlighting our leaders here at HCC. This morning is no exception. We've got Dr. Jerome Drain, the AVC of Academic Instruction. Good to see you again, Jerome.
Good to see you, Todd. Thanks for having me.
So tell us first off your title, AVC, Associate Vice Chancellor of Academic Instruction. What all does that entail?
Absolutely. Thanks for the question. As AVC of Academic Instruction, I'm essentially responsible for all of our faculty members who teach on the academic side of HCC. So those are all of your English, math, history, government, those professors that teach the academic courses. They report up to a chair reports to the dean, and the deans report to me. So ultimately responsible for those instructors.
You know, community colleges are known for workforce instruction, but really our bread and butter here at HCC are those students who are looking to get some academic courses in to maybe transfer to another college or to kind of fill in the gaps for what they need. Is that still the case with a lot of our students just looking to get a few extra hours, maybe moving on to one of our partnering universities?
Absolutely. So 70% of the students at HCC are transfer students, meaning that they are here to take the core classes, those initial 60 hours for a 120-hour degree. So that's what they do. And some may not complete the core, but they will take various numbers of hours to transfer to our four-year partners.
And I guess it gives you, if you're a student, it gives you the time to kind of figure out exactly what you're going to do, what you're going to major in. But also, I mean, the cost savings is incredible when you compare going to HCC for 2 years before you go to a U of H or an A&M or a UT.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And that's one of the advantages that we have. We have high quality instruction where our classes do transfer to those schools that you mentioned and others. So really it is a cost saving for our students, and our students will have high quality education as they transfer.
And you guys work pretty hard with students to make sure the courses they're taking align to their degree plan when they get to the partnering universities. I know when I went to college, I always joke around because I had about an extra semester of courses that I didn't really need. That was quite some time ago, but now it seems like community colleges really work hard to make the students' money go towards the courses that they're going to be able to use.
No doubt about that. So we want to minimize students taking courses that they don't need, thereby saving them money. So our college works deliberate, very intentional in that regard to make sure that our students are taking those courses that they need for their program and that will transfer to the senior partner.
Jerome, you've got an event coming up. What is the Rigor Summit for faculty?
Yeah, so our Rigor Summit for faculty, this event will occur next Friday, February 25th. And this is really an in-service for our faculty. All of our faculty, we have over 900 full-time faculty, will be engaged in conversations on this day that centers around academic rigor, instructional quality, and instructional consistency. And that's important for us as an institution because one of our strategic priorities is academic quality and rigor. This is the day that we set aside where we talk about and develop plans around rigor, instructional quality, what we do in the classroom, so that we're able to keep our competitive advantage in the classroom.
You know, one of the exciting things we've been talking with members of HCC, especially, we had Nathan Smith on a couple months ago talking about the open educational resources and inclusive access. This is really a game changer because it's offering our students something that's kind of unheard of, textbooks that are available either for free or at low cost. Maybe you can talk about that, how it really benefits our students.
Absolutely. So we call that our textbook savings program. So our textbook savings program consists of our open educational resources. Those are resources that our faculty choose that are free to our students, as well as inclusive access. And those inclusive access courses, students are able to pay much reduced cost for their course materials, and it's offered on the first day of class. So they don't have to stand in a line at the bookstore. Those books are electronic. As soon as the class opens, they have access to those books.
Do you know just ballpark number how much money it would save a student each semester by going through using these resources?
Yeah, absolutely. So on average, textbooks for a full-time student can range anywhere from $1,000 to $1,200. Using our textbook savings program, that is dramatically reduced depending on the courses. Once again, it could be from zero if the course is an open educational resource course to $60 or so for the course materials for other classes.
That's so amazing.
Much reduced.
Yeah, I mean, it's really amazing because I know when I went to college years ago, you were talking back in the late 80s, and I had some courses that were, you know, at $60, $70 textbooks. And nowadays I'm hearing, you know, it's not unusual if you go off to like a Baylor or a U of H and they're not using this, that you could be paying a couple hundred dollars per course.
Absolutely. So I was a chemistry major. So the chemistry textbooks that I use were $200, and that was several years ago as well. So what we're able to do now is really work with our publishers as well as the open educational resources community and make textbooks affordable. We do not want textbook costs to be an issue for our students.
You know, one of the other things that you work on, which is obviously a monumental task, is your responsibility is designing the master schedule for our students. And I know we're in a different time right now because those in-person classes are a lot smaller than they were. That's got to make things challenging. And when I've had Dr. Perez on, she tells me how, you know, we look at what courses are filling up and what we need to add more of them. Some of them aren't filling up, so we have to transfer the students to other courses. That's got to be a big task.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of work that goes in the background to achieve that. Each semester, we offer close to 10,000 courses. So if you think about 10,000 courses, juggling our faculty that have to be associated with those courses, the books that are associated with those courses, the number of students in those courses, it is a Herculean task to develop a master schedule.
And I, from what I'm understanding after talking to Dr. Perez, that's continuously going, I imagine, because, you know, we're still enrolling here at HCC for the spring for people to get take an accelerated course to get those hours in before summer. Does that mean you're constantly looking at what students want to take and what you need to add more of and what you need to subtract?
Absolutely. So we monitor the schedule daily. So every morning I get an elaborate report about our class schedule, how classes filled from the previous day. So we're constantly looking at those courses that our students need and want. We do have an F8, what we call F8B semester that's coming up soon where students are able to register for classes, but we do offer classes all throughout the semester.
That's right. HCC has year-round registration, and we'll have some links in our social media posts for all the things we've been talking about. Dr. Jerome Drain, AVC of Academic Instruction, thanks for being here on the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Have a good day.
You as well.
Okay, we're going to turn things over to Dr. Tony, and you've got a special guest. They've got a big event going on out at the George Ranch, Tony. I know it's it seems like you're always interviewing them because you have a connection. You take your grandkids out there, so you should enjoy this.
I do. I love the rodeo. We have today Susan Vander. She's the Director of Education for the George Ranch Rodeo and a Black Cowboy Legacy. And of course, our virtual family fun day guest. Welcome to the show again.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, we've got this great thing coming up. So
tell us about it. Tell us more.
So it's George Ranch Historical Park. So on our everyday, we tell over 200 years of Texas history out here. But for this particular event, we are focusing on the African-American heritage that was out here at the ranch. And so this is our third annual Black Cowboy Rodeo at our George Ranch arena here on the property. And we are honoring two different families, both with the name Jackson. Every year we honor one of the family members that came out here and was working out here. So we're honoring Buster Jackson, who worked for the Georges in the 30s and 40s as a cowboy. He was one of the longstanding cowboys out here. He worked for many, many years for the Georges. And then we're also honoring another side of the Jackson family. And that side is actually our stock contractor, the guy who's bringing all the bulls and the broncs and everything. They've been contracting out here since the 50s and 60s, their whole family. So he's continuing that generation, which is really awesome to have them out here.
It's so interesting especially to see the bulls and everything. One time I was able to, because of a press pass, was able to go back and see how they handle those bulls. It is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to have all sorts of events. We're going to have bulls, broncs, roping, and of course, mutton busting. You can't have a good rodeo nowadays without some good mutton busting. So I'm excited for that. I like to see the kids ride the sheep.
Well, I was looking at your thing about all the different activities, and something caught my eye. Ladies steer undecorating. What is that?
Yeah. So they get in there and they do it as a team. This is the first year I think they're doing it. So I'm a little unsure.
Of undecorating.
Yeah. You just got to come see for yourself. It's one of those things. It's one of those things, it's one of those specialty ones. You're not going to get that at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. I'll tell you.
No, absolutely not. This is very special. Okay. And so now you're going to have bull riding, barrel riding, and what are some of the other things that you're going to have?
Mutton busting. We're also going to have team roping, and there's I think they've got a steer wrestling competition as well, and some tie-down calf roping. So and of course barrel racing, women's and youth barrel racing. There are going to be some youth divisions as well. So that's kind of neat that we're pulling in some of the youth community for this too.
Well, one of the things I love about the ranch is that it's very historic. So can you tell us a little bit about the history of the ranch, and a little bit about the Fort Bend County Black Cowboys and that kind of thing?
Yeah, so the ranch has been here since 1824. A gentleman named Henry Jones came here as part of Stephen F. Austin's original colony. So he's one of the 300. Him and his wife, Nancy, had 12 children. And every time the family plot was passed down, it was actually passed through one of the daughters. So Henry's daughter, Polly, inherits all the property at some point. And then her daughter, Susan, inherits all the property. And then, of course, it passes to Mamie, and she marries Albert Peyton George, and that's where we get George Ranch. And through that entire generational divide, they've always had African-American cowboys working the ranch. They've had cattle operation here all the way from 1820 all the way till currently. Actually, we still have a longhorn herd here on the property. So they've been working the land and working the cattle here forever, and it's as much their history and their land as anybody else's. So this rodeo is really to celebrate them and their part in everything that has happened here at the ranch.
So how does one get there from, where do they have to go?
So we're off of Route 59. So if you're coming through Sugar Land, you get off at the Crab River Road exit. And then it's pretty much a straight shot from there. You just head out like you're heading out to the country. We're on the cusp of country living and what's coming suburbia and all that. So we're still out there. If you're looking for a rough rodeo experience, we are country out here. And tickets you can get online up till tonight. We're actually closing our online ticket sales today at 5, but we will have tickets available at the gate Saturday morning. So if you're really interested in coming, gates open at 11 for our slack rides, and all of our food vendors and craft vendors will open at 11. And then at 4 o'clock, we'll have the local YMCA is coming out to do a children's stick horse rodeo, which is going to be
that sounds like fun.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll have some music and dancing, and we have an entertainment lineup. And then the grand entry starts at 6:30 p.m. and at 7 o'clock we kick off the rodeo.
Now, is there a trail ride aspect to this?
No, we haven't added that in yet. It would be kind of interesting to do. I'm a big trail rider and horse rider on my own. So, I've got friends who are doing some of the saltgrass stuff in the weeks coming up. And I'm doing the Pony Express ride to Austin with the Harris County department this weekend. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, we're so close to the regular rodeo, there's something that we could tie in with all that.
Oh, yeah. And the entertainment, you said you have musicians. Who have you got this year?
So we've got a bunch of dance groups, actually. We've got Set 3, which is a modern dance group coming out. We've got Southern Connection, another dance group that are going to be joining us. We've got a comedian. We've got a really great DJ who's going to kind of supplement in between. I'm hoping he's going to play some real good music for those kids running stick horse barrels, because it's all about the music when it comes to running barrels.
That is true.
So he's going to have some good tunes for that.
Well, do you have prizes for the most difficult bull rider? The one that's almost gets killed as he rides.
Well, for the rodeo, we do have cash prizes. There are buckles for this as well. We have some really beautiful buckles that get made. I'm not sure what the YMCA has for the kids. I know they've got something, but they've been holding it back for me. So I'm going to be surprised.
Well, now, what if you wanted to be a vendor? Is it too late to register for that?
Yeah, we're pretty full right now on craft vendors and food vendors. So, that's not for this year, but definitely, we're going to be continuing to do this in the future. So if you're interested, we've got some phone numbers on our website that you can hit up for any of that information for next year.
And is it also like a carnival, or is it just more? Is it a livestock show? Is it just the rodeo? Give me a general idea.
Yeah, so if you show up at like 4 o'clock, we've got the kind of craft food music area going from about 4 to 6:30. So if you want to show up at that time, hang out, grab a beer, grab a turkey leg, have your kids go over and do some of the stick horse races, check out the music, check out the vendors. And then at 6:30, you kind of have a seat, sit down, and that's when we'll start the grand entry. And then the rodeo kicks off at 7. So it's kind of a whole late afternoon, evening thing. We'll probably go till almost 9, maybe 10 o'clock, depending on how many entries we have for the day.
That is wonderful. So plan your day from what time to what time at least?
I would say at the very least from 4:30, 5 o'clock all the way through the evening. If you want to come out and spend the whole day, obviously you can come buy a ticket to the ranch itself and come see the history portion of the ranch. Yeah. And then you have your rodeo ticket separate. So then you can come over to the rodeo arena and check all that out with your kids. So if you're looking for something to do, Saturday's weather looks gorgeous. So if you want an outside day that's going to tucker your kids out, we've got it for you.
You can do that. Is it both Saturday and Sunday or what?
Just Saturday. It's just on Saturday.
Well, that's a full day of lots of fun. So I'm going to see about getting my grandkids to go. I'm kind of a little under the weather right now, but I can send the grandkids with their parents.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
great.
It's going to be great.
Thank you so much for being on the show with us. It's always a pleasure to talk to you and hear about all the wonderful things that are happening over at the George Ranch.
Thank you, Tony. It's always fun coming on the show. You guys are great. And I just real quick, just want to say thank you to everybody who's been involved in this, all our volunteers, all of our sponsors. We can't do this without them. So thank you, guys.
Thank you. Okay, so that was Susan Vanderford, Director of Education for the George Ranch Rodeo, and our virtual Family Fun Day guest.
All right. Thanks, Susan. And Tony, we've got a few things we want to talk about this morning, some announcements for our HCC audience. First things first. Later today, in fact, at 11 a.m., there is a special DEI podcast. We have them live a couple times a month, and they are going to be live today at 11 a.m. HCC's new Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion podcast series will feature a special Black History Month edition today at 11 a.m. Stick around for that. It'll be on Facebook Live and YouTube. Special guest will be joining Dr. Donna Davis, our DEI officer. Will be Chief Michael Benford, HCC's police chief. He was on our show yesterday. He'll be on her show. And also Dr. Michael Edwards. We know him. We love him. He worked with us in communications for a while. Anyway, Dr. Edwards.
Very smart.
Yes, he's a wonderful guy. He's the interim president of HCC's Northeast College right now. He is all around the place, so we'll check in with him as well. So make sure you join Dr. Donna Davis on the DEI special podcast today, 11 a.m., Facebook Live and YouTube. All right, Student Life, Tony, is also celebrating Black History Month as well.
They're also doing things today at noon today. Student Life continues its Black History Month celebrations. Racism as a public threat will be at noon today, February 17th. And then line dancing later tonight at 6 p.m. And then there's the Black History Video Contest. All you have to do is submit a video about why it's important to celebrate Black History Month. And the top 10 videos will get $100 gift cards. Now, that's a pretty good deal. But the deadline is this Friday. So everything's coming up this week. It's like all coming up very soon. Yep. Okay. Financial aid February, very important to learn all the types of financial aid available at HCC. The first step is to fill out a FAFSA application. It's easy to remember, but if you want to learn more about this, we're going to have some information on the financial aid department in our social media post after the show. Another thing that's very important, Tony, food insecurity. And we are teaming up with the Houston Food Bank to provide free groceries to our HCC community. Yeah, don't go hungry. I mean, it's hard to study enough as it is than to do it while you're hungry. So yeah. you need you need to go ahead and get those groceries.
I'll take over. Looks like go ahead and get some water. So throughout February, the Houston Food Bank trailers will be set up at HCC campuses. So anyone from HCC, anyone can sign up to receive free groceries. Just choose the campus, the date, and the time to pick up your food. We'll have a link in the social media post after the show. Want to skip on down to some important announcements, Tony. No up to the minute tomorrow, Friday, or Monday.
Right, because tomorrow is the convocation, Building a Resilient Tomorrow Today, and you can go in person or online to see it. And then that's Friday, and then Monday is a holiday, so we won't be here either day, right?
That's right. So tomorrow for Convocation, there's a morning session at 10 a.m. You can attend that either live in person or watch it live streamed. And at 2 p.m., you can watch the live stream. So register to do so. Check your emails. We'll have a link in our social media post for that. Also, Monday's President's Day, so we won't be here as well. So we'll be gone. We'll be back on Tuesday with another live show. Okay, if you want to take some classes, we were talking to Dr. Jerome Drain earlier. HCC we have year-round enrollment. The tricky thing is, if you want to get some credits in before the summer session begins, you need to do so now. We have accelerated classes that you can take. If you're going to take them in person, they're going to be very small. If you're going to take them online, not a problem. But the key here, Tony, is to sign up now, because we've got a number of ways that students can actually take those classes.
Yes, you got online anytime. You got online on a schedule, hybrid, which is both things, in person and hybrid lab. Just go to hccs.edu/apply and register now.
That's right. Okay. We are going to wrap up today's show. Remember, we're not on tomorrow morning because of Convocation. We are not on Monday because of President's Day. We'll be here Tuesday. And on Tuesday, it is Tasty Tuesday. We continue to commemorate Black History Month with Chef Mark Hawley, owner of Davis Street at Herman Park, and a Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses grad. So check that out on Tuesday. And we've got a very special guest. I know you're excited about talking with her.
Willie Caldwell. I mean, she's been here 50 years.
Yeah.
It must be the longest anybody has been here, I think. And her protege, Dr. Maya Taylor. So I can't wait to talk to her.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I haven't seen Willie in a while. You know, when I worked at the Southwest College, I used to see her all the time. So I'm sure she'll talk about that. She's a great lady. We're going to be talking with her about her 50 years here at HCCTV.
Just amazing. Anybody anywhere that long.
I know, it's crazy. So we'll talk with Willie. We'll also have Tasty Tuesday. We return on Tuesday. Have a good weekend. Have a good long weekend if you work for HCC. And tomorrow, I'll see you at Convocation. Take care.